Charlie Kirk was a prominent American right-wing political activist, entrepreneur, and media personality. He was best known as the co-founder and executive director of the conservative student organization Turning Point USA (TPUSA), a key ally of Donald Trump. Kirk was one of the most visible voices of the MAGA movement and became increasingly associated with the movement of Christian nationalism within the Republican Party until his assassination in 2020. 5. Your early life and education. Charles James Kirk was born in Arlington Heights, Illinois, and raised in Prospect Heights. His father was an architect involved in the construction of Trump Tower, and his parents were described as moderate Republicans. Raised Presbyterian, Kirk earned the rank of Eagle Scout. His political awakening began in middle school, and by high school, he was actively involved in conservative politics, volunteering for a U.S. Senate campaign and writing an essay for Breitbart News alleging liberal bias in high school textbooks, which led to his first media appearance at age 17. In 2012, Kirk applied to West Point, but was rejected. He enrolled briefly at Harper College before dropping out after one semester to dedicate himself to building his new organization, Turning Point USA. He did not receive a college degree during his lifetime. Founding and organizations. Turning Point USA (TPUSA). Kirk co-founded Turning Point USA in 2012 with conservative businessman Bill Montgomery, describing it as a student organization advocating for free markets and limited government. Kirk served as the executive director, chief fundraiser, and public face of TPUSA until his death. The organization grew significantly, primarily by attracting major conservative donors like Foster Frace and securing a steady stream of donations from the spread of video clips of Kirk's campus appearances, where he would debate ideological opponents. TPUSA grew into one of the country's largest political organizations, reporting $39.2 million in revenue in 2020. Its activities included organizing massive youth rallies featuring top conservative leaders and publishing controversial lists such as the Professor Watch List and the School Board Watch List, which critics argued threatened academic freedom and led to harassment. A 2020 investigation by ProPublica into TPUSA's finances alleged the organization made misleading financial claims and noted that Kirk's salary had increased from $27,000 to nearly $300,000, and while the leaders enriched themselves, affiliate groups Turning Point Action (TPA) launched in 2019 as a 501(c)(4) entity focused on electing more conservatives. A TPA acquired Students for Trump and was tasked with mobilizing the youth vote for Donald Trump's 2020 re-election campaign. A TPA played a role in funding buses to bring demonstrators to Washington, D.C. for the protest that preceded the January 6 Capitol attack. Kirk's spokesperson later confirmed 7 buses were sent. Falkirk Center for Faith and Liberty Co., founded by Kirk and Jerry Falwell Jr. in 2019, this right-wing think tank was funded and housed by Liberty University. After Falwell's resignation from the university and the non-renewal of Kirk's contract in late 2020, the center was renamed Turning Point Faith. Founded in 2020, won by Kirk and Pastor Rob McCoy, this organization focused on encouraging pastors and church leaders to be more politically active. Turning Point Academy. Announced in 2021, this online academy was intended to be an alternative to schools, poisoning our youth with anti-American ideas, offering an America First education. The effort faced setbacks when key partners backed out due to backlash, but TPUSA later partnered with a private Christian school in Arizona. Political stances and controversies. Kirk espoused a range of conservative viewpoints, and his political positions became increasingly radical over time. Christian nationalism. Kirk became closely aligned with the Christian right, increasingly advocating for Christian nationalism. He publicly stated that the separation of church and state in the United States was a fabrication, and argued that America should remain a Christian nation. In 2024, he said, "You cannot have liberty if you do not have a Christian population." He also believed in the superiority of Western civilization, attributing its success to the role of Christianity. The Trump movement and false claims. A staunch supporter of Donald Trump, Kirk helped aid the president-elect in choosing leadership positions for his administration in 2024. He was one of the most prominent figures in the MAGA movement. 2020 election. Kirk strongly promoted false claims of electoral fraud related to the 2020 election. January 6th attack. After the Capitol attack, he claimed the violence did not represent mainstream Trump supporters, but later pleaded the Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination when appearing before the U.S. House Select Committee on the January 6th attack in December 2022. Conspiracy theories. He was criticized for consistently promoting misinformation and conspiracy theories. These included COVID-19 misinformation, anti-vaccine sentiments, and promoting the white genocide conspiracy theory. Racial and social issues. Kirk drew sharp criticism for his views on race, including his criticism of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and Martin Luther King Jr., and for suggesting that Black Americans would be more successful if they embraced Judeo-Christianity. He strongly opposed DI diversity, equity, and inclusion programs and argued for the superiority of white people in certain societal metrics. Abortion and LGBTQ issues. Kirk was strongly anti-abortion, arguing that abortion is murder and should be illegal without exception, including for cases of rape involving young children. He compared abortion to the Holocaust, stating it was worse. He opposed LGBTQ rights and was criticized by GL-Aid for making homophobic comments. He advocated for traditional gender roles, stating that the rise of the woke movement was due to the absence of good men. Media and public profile. Kirk hosted the Charlie Kirk Show podcast and was a frequent speaker at conservative events. His campus debate style was known for being combative, where he would argue aggressively with students and professors. Before the 2024 election, Kirk completed the You're Being Brainwashed tour, visiting approximately 25 college campuses, which Turning Point Action claimed produced around 2 billion social media views and was credited by some as having a critical role in Trump's election victory. Assassination and legacy. Charlie Kirk was shot and killed on September 10, 2025, at the age of 31 while speaking at a TPUSA public debate event on the Utah Valley University campus in Orem, Utah. The event was part of his You're Being Brainwashed tour. His death was officially ruled an assassination by gunshot. His death garnered international attention and resulted in widespread condemnation of political violence, though it was also followed by partisan dispute and recriminations regarding the political climate. A public vigil and memorial service was held in Orem, Utah, where Donald Trump Jr. and Candace Owens were among the speakers. On October 14, 2025, Trump posthumously awarded Kirk the Presidential Medal of Freedom. In the days following his death, TPUSA reported a massive surge in interest, with 32,000 inquiries about starting new chapters.